Welcome to News Laundry Chhota Hafta. For the full episode, subscribe because it is behind the paywall and only subscribers get access to uncut, complete content. News Laundry Hafta is our weekly wrap of all that made the news, all that didn't, and all that should have and all that shouldn't have. We agree, we disagree, we critique, and occasionally we beat each other up. But it's all good fun. Subscribe.
This is a News Laundry podcast and you're listening to NL Hafta.
अंग्रेज अपना लगान और न्यूज़ लॉन्ड्री अपना हफ्ता कभी नहीं छोड़ते. Welcome to another episode of NL Hafta. From a scorching Delhi, the heat wave is back in many parts of North India. In fact, I think it was yesterday, there was a headline that about 18 cities in North India had 44 degrees 44 or above. So that's the way. I hope you listen to this in cooler climes. But with the heat, so is the news anger levels in studio going up. And our first few headlines are to do with that. But before we get into the headlines, let me introduce our panel. In the studio today is Managing Editor Raman Kirpal.
Hi.
Our wonderful Mehraj Loan.
Hello.
Manisha Pande.
Hi.
Who has just come back from Down Under, in it.
Yes.
No, in it, that's the British
It
thing.
was 4 degrees there. 4 to 6 in Melbourne.
Are you serious?
Polar ice winds.
Arre wah.
Oh, it's
It's
close to winter there, right?
starting winter.
Yeah.
Though the subscribers I met in Australia were like, oh, this is not winter, don't be silly, this is spring. I'm like, please, this is good enough for me.
So she was part of a delegation of Indian youth leaders, which also included Tejasvi Surya. So I hope Tejasvi and Manisha did India proud.
Yes,
But we shall
tried our
hopefully
best.
hear about that. Joining us on the phone line is our guest panelist, Seema Guha. Hi, Seema.
Hi.
So Seema is a senior journalist and foreign editor with Outlook magazine. She's previously worked at the Times of India, Telegraph, and has contributed to The Quint, First Post, The Economic and Political Weekly, Daily O, and News Click. And Seema, where are you based now?
Gurgaon. I'm speaking from Gurgaon. I'm at home.
I see. And how are things at Outlook now? You guys are focusing on the print or it's completely digital? Because I think India today now doesn't focus on print at all. It's just completely digital. But Outlook, do you still print out like the...
We are emphasizing a lot on digital. And instead of going for plain, simple news stories, we are trying to look at everything from a political angle. You know, whether it's Hindi, whether it's movies, whether it's anything. You know,
I see.
I think it's quite a good experiment.
And what about the print magazine? Is it still published or not really?
Yeah, it's published. It's published.
I see.
Even India Today has its print magazine coming out.
They do publish.
Right. Okay. I haven't seen it in ages.
But their distribution is terrible.
Huh?
I felt nostalgic, so I was at Khan Market, so I saw whatever
You bought
was
it.
available, I just bought.
Actually, the thing is, in Vasant Fair, there used to be these two huge magazine stores. I mean, not like a shop, but as soon as you enter the market on left and right,
Yes.
there was this big stall. It was like a 10 meter by 5 meter stall with like magazines, books, everything. They don't exist anymore. There's just a police chowki on one end and a pan ki dukan at the other end. So yeah, that's where I used to pick up,
I
the
picked
Outlook
up
and
Caravan also, all
right. Okay. Two announcements before we go to the headlines. One is we have two new. Well, they're not new anymore, but we have two NL Sena projects. Do contribute and fill them up, because the work has already started on those projects. Reporters are already out there reporting on them. And these are expensive projects. The reporters are going to be traveling for anything from 7 to maybe 14, 15 days. So that costs money. And since we don't take any ads, because we say when the public pays, the public is served, you guys got to top it up. Those of you who are renewing your subscription every month, thank you. For many of you, that auto renewal has started. For some of you, for some reason, it's still not getting automated. So if you could make an effort to actually come back to the website every month and subscribe, we would be very grateful, because we need to grow our team, because our aim is by the end of the year, we should have a reporter in every state at least. So yeah, that is an ambitious target, but we can fulfill it if you guys can convince your friends and relatives. And also, Kashmir Ki Kahani comic is out in print after such a long time. So you can go to the newslaundry.com store. The link is in the show notes below. Click on it and order it. I'm sure you will love it.
And can you order a e-version of it?
Ito you can read already, na? It's
Okay,
there.
you
If you're a
can order.
subscriber, you can just read it. But
Okay, you can read
the magic of reading a comic
Comic
book
is-
in a physical form is alag.
Because our subscribers abroad can't get it, no? They can't
but
get
they-
it shipped. So
yeah, we can't
maybe
ship abroad.
having it on Kindle or something like that could. But well, they can read it on
They
the
can
website.
read
like you
on
said.
the app, because our app is out. We are tweaking it as we go along. But yeah.
So the
download
first
that.
4 parts have already been published like a couple of years ago. The last part, the new part we did, that will go up tomorrow. on the
Oh,
website.
right. So the final chapter is going up tomorrow. Well, not the final chapter for now. The Kashmir, I'm sure there'll be another chapter that'll have to be written about 5 to 10 years from
This
now.
is for now the final chapter, but we'll see.
For now. Right.
Okay, the headlines for this week. As many as 15 Arab nations, along with countries like Pakistan and Indonesia, issued condemnation for remarks against Prophet Muhammad by Nupur Sharma and Naveer Kumar Jindal. Nupur made these comments on Times Now, on Prime Time. BJP suspended her for 6 years. And Naveen has been expelled from the party. Naveen is also a former news anchor, I'm told, from Z News. A reporter, actually.
And
not
they
an
were
anchor.
both national spokespersons.
Yes. Terror
No,
outfit.
this one was a spokesperson, Nupur Sharma. The other one is head
Naveen
of
was
the
from Delhi
media
BJP.
unit
Media
in Delhi.
Media
Yeah,
unit. He wasn't a spokesperson. Okay.
That also Delhi BJP meeting.
Delhi BJP. Yeah.
Right.
The terror outfit Al-Qaeda, meanwhile, in the Indian subcontinent, warned of suicide bomb attacks in India over comments on Prophet Muhammad. Nupur has also said that she's been getting death threats after the comments went viral. The Ministry of External Affairs, meanwhile, on Monday, hit back at the Organization of Islamic Cooperation over the ongoing controversy and said that you should mind your own business because OIC was linking these comments to the hijab row and incidents of violence against Muslims in India. They basically said we don't need to be taught a lesson from OIC. Clashes erupted in parts of Kanpur on Friday during a protest against statements made against the Prophet. This is the same controversy. And in a major bureaucratic reshuffle, the Uttar Pradesh government on Tuesday transferred 21 IAS officers in the state after the clashes, posted 9 new district magistrates, including in the capital Lucknow, Kanpur Nagar and Gorakhpur. Journalist Shahid Tantre, who works for the Caravan magazine, has alleged that the Jammu and Kashmir police have been harassing him and his family members on his reportage on crackdown on press freedom and the army's alleged role in nationalist protests in the valley.
I can only imagine how bad it is in Kashmir, considering we get a notice a week, sometimes 2.
No, we have to be so careful.
But in Kashmir,
this,
it must be at a different level, man.
No, in this case, I mean, you need to be so careful now. He spoke to one person called Shalini Bhatt. Now she has become hostile. Now she says that you forced me to say these things. So now he has recorded her. But then
it becomes very
he's in
difficult.
trouble because the police have got a handle now.
And this also happened in another case, if I
And
remember.
why has Shalini Bhatt said that?
Shaleen Bhatt.
Shalim Bhatt, sorry.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
occupational hazard.
I mean, you have to be so careful.
Yeah.
Because the police have got a handle now.
That's true.
So they
And if
can-
she's saying you forced me or coerced me, then... And recordings don't usually, in this case, if she didn't know she was being recorded,
won't,
then it's a bigger problem.
No, but the conversation was on record in her office. So it's nothing. She's doing this because she's a BJP leader and she can't go around asking for votes and support if she's seen as like being part of the army and intelligence apparatus.
Sure.
So she's just saving her career.
8 people have been arrested so far in connection with the murder of Punjabi singer and Congress leader Sidhu Moosewala. The Kolkata police has arrested a famous YouTuber, Rodor Roy, in Goa on Tuesday, after TMC Congress leaders filed a complaint against him for using derogatory remarks against West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee in his videos. India has reported 7,240 COVID cases in 24 hours, highest since March, so it's coming back. Hopefully not. The risk of monkeypox becoming established in non-endemic nations is real. That's what the WHO warned on Wednesday, with more than 1,000 cases now confirmed in such
That's all
countries.
we needed, just as COVID is going, monkeys are in.
In a surprising result for an ongoing medical trial, 12 rectal cancer patients were completely healed of the disease after taking a drug for 6 months. Ray of hope. The Congress is preparing for a major show of strength in the national capital on June 13 when former party chief Rahul Gandhi will appear before Enforcement Directorate in connection with a money laundering case. The minor's son of an AIMIM MLA has been named as one of the accused in the ghastly Hyderabad gang rape case which involves minors. The accused are mostly minors, and there's a very detailed piece in News Minute that you can read on it. It's become a bit of a political issue in the state, and the BJP is accused that he's being shielded. The elections to fill 57 Rajya Sabha seats across 15 states will be held on June 10th. Results will be declared the same day. While the BJP's tally is likely to remain 100, the Congress's share in the upper house may increase by a couple of seats. And a Mumbai court is likely to decide today on the bail request of 2 Maharashtra governing party leaders, Nawab Malik and Anil Deshmukh, which has become crucial ahead of elections. Former Prime Minister H.D. Devegowda-led Janata Dal Secular, or JDS, has shifted its lawmakers to a resort in Bengaluru meanwhile, in preparation of the Rajya Sabha elections. I think the BJP has also done the same.
Yeah, they also
BJP,
have,
Congress, everybody.
Sub-resort.
Although I don't know
Party
what they are scared of. I mean, considering the BJP's balance sheet is close to 5,000 crore. And what will be the incentive for the
Match
MLA?
that.
Yeah,
You have to pretend that you're vulnerable as well.
Ah,
right?
that's also true.
US general has said that China infra build-up in the area bordering India is alarming. He's called Beijing's behavior insidious and destabilizing. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has survived a no-confidence motion, but 41% of his party MPs voted against him. Thousands of employees across 70 companies in Britain started the first day of a 4-day work week on Monday. It's a pilot program, latest test in the decades-long quest to scale back workers' hours while they earn the same amount of pay.
Yay.
News Laundry will be implementing it soon.
We'll lead the way.
हम लोग 3-day कर लेंगे. Like, we will just beat them to it.
यहाँ लोग 4 दिन काम ही कर लें already. I will be very happy.
4-day work will be 8 hours.
For 2 hours a day? Is that what you're calculating?
No, you'll be working for 4 hours.
8 hours,
people
4
work
days.
here. In our office, they are working.
There was a similar experiment some time ago in Japan, I think.
वैसे 3 दिन की
And the
छुट्टी is
results
fine.
were like really, really great.
I'm sure, like
People
3
are
days.
actually more productive. They have a better so-called
But
work-life
Japanese
balance.
generally
and
have a very
everything.
good work ethic
When
also. I
Mehraj
think it's
started
just
saying
generally-
that, he made major eye contact with me.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
no, no.
I was trying to
No,
pitch.
in our country, I mean, it's not possible because, you know, the way you need to take work, you need to keep track. I mean, people by nature, on their own, do not want to work, you know, so you need to force them
Productivity
to work.
levels are not as high. You have a take on this, Seema. What do you think? What do you think of 4-day work week?
I don't think it's very good for India, frankly.
But would you be in favor of one? Let's say in your office they took a poll, 4-day work week, and would you vote for or against?
I think I would vote against.
I see. You'd vote yes.
Old school. Hard task master.
Yes, completely old school, by the way.
No, sorry, you said you'd vote yes or no?
I'm a print journalist.
She said no.
I'll say no. I want to work every day. Whenever there's news, push it.
Excellent.
That is it.
How
News
we are tuned
excites
to
me.
wherever we are.
I see.
So naturally, the BJP is going to try to save this relationship. But I don't think they can really abandon their hate campaign, because that goes with them. That goes for them, for the elections. So, I mean, they are trying to do a little bit of course correction for a while to see how it works out. But I just cannot imagine how this Nupur Sharma is so stone deaf. Can anyone say anything against the Prophet? I mean, she should have realized that there would be repercussions. These authoritarian rulers of all the Gulf kingdoms, they don't care a hang about Muslims in India or anywhere else.
Yeah.
But this, when religious sentiments are brought in, it becomes a major issue. And this is when the mosques and all, people from the bazaars and the mosques are talking. Social media is full of all this. That is why they reacted. Now, you cannot touch the Prophet. I mean, look at the amount of hate crimes in India that has happened. Nobody has commented on it, except Pakistan, of course.
Yeah, I think that
They had kept quiet. And just after the special, I mean, I forgot to mention this, after Article 370 was scrapped, Modi received the highest honor after 3-4 months in UAE. Highest civilian honor was awarded to Modi. So Modi's big contribution, I think, to foreign affairs is this, that he has really cut out Pakistan from that equation.
And I think what really surprised BJP, the reaction from the outside countries, it had not come. I mean, this kind of reaction had not come so far. And even in this case, if you see Nupur, day 1, nothing happened. Day 2, nothing happened. Day 3, nothing happened. The moment our, diplomats were called and they were told that they are not happy with this by the Gulf countries, that is when the reaction has started.
Last 2-3 years, with the lynchings, with the hijab, especially the hijab ban and other things. So there's been this.
Jihad.
If you watch the social media and the local press in the Gulf, they've been talking about these things. It hasn't happened at the government level because that's a different kind of a dynamic. But when this happens and it's kind of building up, the civil society has been talking about it. And also you have to realize that there's a substantial number of Indian Muslims and subcontinent Muslims in the Gulf, and they're not as against the stereotype, they're not all like laborers and stuff. A lot of them are very influential people now. So they influence this policy and stuff. And this is, so other things they could have ignored because Indian Muslims, it's a domestic issue, this. But when you talk about Islam and these Gulf monarchs, these
and
rulers,
the
authoritarian
Prophet
rulers,
Muhammad and his family, when you talk about
they also,
that is the red line.
For them, they are not just they present themselves, part of the legitimacy they draw from this fact they're not just rulers, they're also guardians of the faith.
it's also given that when you two countries have diplomatic relations, I think it is very bizarre for Nupur to say something like this. You would not have the Grand Mufti of Oman or any people from the members of their government come and say things like this on Krishna or Shiv. You don't do this. The problem is that you're part. Yeah, so it's not just remarks on Prophet, but it's basic decency that when you are in a diplomatic relationship with a country, even if you're not, you don't, as heads of state or as spokespersons for the government, attack the faith of each other. That's just basic, which I don't get. And I was reading this Tribune piece where they said that one of the last straws was when the Grand Mufti of Oman, in fact, tweeted out against this. And Modi had gone there to visit a Shiv temple complex.
Yeah.
So these are relations where you may come from different religions and may not have anything in common or whatever, but as countries you agree that, okay, we're going to respect you, you're going to respect us.
The right doesn't even have the patience for a C-grade movie, fucking let alone reading an article. That is why they are flopping. You can keep making all the Prithviraj Chauhans you want. You can keep making all the Raja Ajat Satrus you want. The only time that film did well was that it was back then, which was Dilip Kumar and I think Vaijanti Mala. On Ajat Satru, they had made a film. I forget what it was called. But there is no one's going to watch it because there is no curiosity for history. That is my piece.
But BJP did fill the holes in case of Kashmir files.
Yes, I think that was not history. That was hate.
But that's the thing with propaganda. Even if it's propaganda, I mean, it'll only work if it's very, very well made.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Hollywood, for example. Half of it is like just
Top Gun,
rank propaganda, right?
Abhi wali Top Gun.
I mean,
is it good?
That is at least in their estimation. That's like you can put it in the nationalistic, patriotic. I mean, see the movies in which they show, like, say, Russians or Chinese or the Muslims.
Yes.
Rank propaganda, but at least they're well made and you kind of like watch it for the enjoyment of it.
A couple of announcements. One is those subscribers who showed up and met Manisha. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was really great meeting all of you. Had a great time. And all your valuable insights will be communicated to everyone of importance.
Fact, on I think Monday or Tuesday, we are having a meeting because we have the consolidated feedback of our London subscribers and our Australian subscribers. And those of you, so we will be discussing all that feedback that came. And we are planning a session for our Delhi subscribers on the 1st of July. That's the tentative date.
Oh, wow. Where?
We will be doing a live recording of Awful and Awesome with Rajshri and me. And, our wonderful colleagues and friends here will also be there.
Where are you doing this?
So, it's going to be somewhere near Khan Market. We are looking at 2 or 3 venues.
So
Khan Market
stereotypical.
Khan Market.
No, not in Khan
There better
Market.
be wine. if
It'll
it's
be
in Khan
either
Market.
usual IHC, IIC, the Nehru Park ke paas, the India Islamic Center. There are 4 or 5 auditoriums. Like, of all the auditoriums there, what can I do here? If I'd say Mandi House, you're saying Sarkari hai. So those are the only 2 places where there are auditoriums. So we'll be doing it at one of these places. So if you'd like to attend, do write to subscription@newslaundry.com. I repeat, subscription@newslaundry.com. And why we need you to write and let us know that if you will attend is because depending on how many people we're expecting, we will book a hall that big. Because if we book a hall, let's say for 60, 70 people and 200 of you show up, then it's just, we feel bad, you feel bad. So if we have a, kind of a idea, and Rajshri will be, we will be giving away 15 of her books signed with a personalized message from her because she's just written a book, those of you who know. And, but those books can only be earned by those of you who get a non-subscriber along, who we can turn into a subscriber over there. All of you listening in, the Chhota Hafta, do subscribe so you can listen to the entire Hafta. We will see you again next week with the Hafta. Till then, subscribe, pay to keep news free, because when the public pays, the public is served. When advertisers pay, advertisers are served. Thank you. Goodbye.
All the News Laundry podcasts are available on Stitcher, iTunes, and any other podcast platform.
Please subscribe to News Laundry. Help us keep news independent. To catch all our podcasts on news, pop culture, current affairs, and sport, visit newslaundry.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Sun liya Afrika, mufat khoro. Not to brag or anything, but News Laundry Hafta features in the top 50 in the world on SoundCloud in the news and politics category for podcasts. So do subscribe and see what you're missing, because when the public pays, the public is served. When advertisers pay, advertisers are served. Subscribe, help keep news independent and free. All News Laundry podcasts are available on iTunes and Stitcher and any other podcast platform.